This thing is doesn't have a real wide angle lens on it, so I don't get everything in it.
Mm-hmm.
But I've got what I'd like to do is sit here and shoot the bologna like we've been shooting. And I'd like to put you in that chair there. I even got a spider web going inside of my...
This chair here?
Yeah, that's fine.
But you got to get up there.
Yeah, sit there at the table.
They're going to put you in the movie.
Just sit at the table there.
Yeah.
We're going to go through some of them stories again.
Oh, man.
Now you got to be careful what you say.
That's right. We got you now. Whatever you say now, whatever you say now, we got you.
It's going to be recorded, huh?
I guess we ought to know who you are. Who are you?
Yeah. Let's know who you are.
Mr. Green and his brother.
Ralph.
The video recorders are very neat in the respect that you can erase them and do it again and again, and it makes it's very inexpensive home movies. So I like it. I just don't use it enough.
They're quite something. I saw a lot of guys running around over there the last 3 days with those video recorders like that.
I'd like to, when we say I'd like to have a picture of that thing. You think that all those pictures were actually possibly just burned up out of an old house that your parents lived in?
Yeah, there was hauled out downside of a Bayhead swamp, and they was burned up with a bunch of trash. No part of that you could salvage.
Yeah.
But there was so many of them. You know, the old fish house here, and then there used to be another fish house over beyond that. Whose was it? Bill Bolger bought it. I mean, had that dock in the house out there.
That was Bill Bolger, but it was old Judge. What's his name?
From Tampa.
Can't think of his name. Anyway, that's who owned the property, and they give it. That old
Bill. He built that wharf and that fish house out there on the end of it. And then Jack Anderson and Lewis Pritchard came along. There were two old cronies that were fishermen. They lived out there in that shanty for years and years.
Yeah.
When you got that stingray that stuck his barb in your pole, that hit your hand, was you standing on the front of the boat and just throw the gig in him?
Yeah. Stood right on the bow of the boat, right up on the bow of the boat.
4, 5, 10 feet of water? How deep was the water?
Oh, it was about 6 feet, 5.5, 6 feet. As the tide was coming in, and it was about a third in, and then them big stingerees was coming in feeding, you know.
Yeah.
And this was coming right down the edge of the grass, and I spotted him, and we had him off. I threw the gig in him, and boy, that's... We'd catch, with nothing to catch 5 or 6, 10 of them big stingerees, and chop them up. We had a big butcher knife, you know, chop and we'd chop them up pieces as big as that hat. We put them on them char cooks on it. Had a tire across the bow of my boat and run it sideways, you know. And when we come to one of them drop chains, we'd we have a bunch of baited hooks, and we had to snap swivel in them. We just unsnap it, put it on the bait one, take the empty one, put it in the boat, in the box, see.
And if it had a fish on it, you'd get the fish off at that point in time.
And that was like a trot line.
Yeah.
That was a 3/8 welded link chain at Maiden Sweet. And brother, they don't make chains like that in the United States. But that was a welded link chain. It was solid, you know. It was really a nice chain.
What'd you ever do with it?
We give it back to the dummy whenever we got to it.
he persisted in calling that guy a dummy. He was far from a dummy.
You know what, that guy had a 22 horse, I think it was a Evans or Johnson, maybe it was a Johnson. But he had a big old 18-foot flat bottom scow, and he get that 22-foot, I mean that 20 horse motor. No, it was about, I guess it was about 20, 25 horse. He put it on the back of that thing, and man, he'd go offshore there. One time he broke down offshore there, and the Coast Guard picked him up, and they told him if they called him back out there, they would take his license away from him, and he couldn't no more go back out there. And he lived on raw fish for 3 days. He fished that he caught for 3 days until they picked him up out there. He was some man, I'm telling you.
What was the name of that truck that you said was
Terraplane.
Terraplane.
Yeah.
Terraplane.
Terraplane.
Yeah, the gear, that was the first under the wheel gear shift I ever saw. It had a little arm sticking out from under it, and this thing had reverse, and then low, and then second, and then high over here. It had 4 little notches that a little kind of a lever would
You
work
said
in.
it was a Model A with solid tires. What
No, it was
year?
a Model T.
Model T with solid tires.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what year that was. That was probably about a 1918 Model T, wasn't it? And that's,
Well, how did they get that thing through them sand roads? It wasn't.
this road here in front of your place was a 9-foot brick road.
It was.
Yes.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
grass. It was rock road.
Yeah.
Shell road.
Yeah.
Shell road.
9 foot.
And did it go straight to Tampa?
No. Yes, it did too.
Yeah,
From
it went straight to Tampa. Shell road went right straight to
right
Tampa.
straight to Tampa. That's why they call it now. They rebuilt it right after World War I. Called it Memorial Highway.
Yeah.
And
okay.
Memorial
I know
Highway,
that.
every one of them oaks that's over there for a sailor, soldier that was killed over there in the war. And every soldier that's got an oak planted side of Memorial Highway on both sides.
Yeah.
And that's why they call it Memorial Highway.
Well, Memorial Highway done a lot of twisting and turning, and I know Memorial Highway.
Yeah.
Used to
It
run.
did.
Yeah,
It did.
well, they changed it.
Through
They
Old
changed it.
Coming
Bar
in
and
the
Old.
60 over there about the end of the causeway. What was the name of that boat motor one time again? That
Lathrop.
A Lathrop.
Yeah.
Spun the crank, the flywheel, heavy flywheel on to crank it.
Yeah, there was slots in the flywheel where you stuck a peg in there to roll it over, and there was
Take a big old bar and pull it across compression.
they called them Johnson bars, and then it was up on the heads was a priming cup. You know, you
Full of gas in it.
You fill that cup full of gas, open the cup, and then close it back up, and then roll it up on compression, hit the tickle box up here, and boom, sheet.
Every time, boy.
Yes, sir. Don't misfire into it.
I'll be darned. And it would crank itself then.
It was almost self-crank.
That damn bar never got stuck in that flywheel in it, just cut the damn boat to
Yeah. Well, there's a nice mahogany boat out there, the keel of it out there in that channel right now. A lot of nice pieces of mahogany came out of there. I blowed it out, you know, covered up with mud.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I didn't never know about, most of the boats in those days back in then were built out of either juniper or cypress, you know.
Well, this might have been a lot since then, you
A
know.
lot, many years since then.
I got a couple of old anchors out there.
There was several boats from Tampa that they used to keep over here for going deep sea fishing.
Kermit was a popper engine back them days too.
What?
Kermit.
Kermith, Kermit.
That's what that little one was in the junior. It was a 3-horse Kermit.
First four-cylinder engine that ever went up to the big bank of Bill, and John had a 4-cylinder Kermit.
Yeah.
Had a high-tension box magnet on it, you know. You rolled up the compression and put it past compression, away you go.
I want to see what much time I got on this thing. I don't even know. We're looking at it. I'm sure there's quite a bit there.
Well, let me just show you something for the heck of it. You're telling me all these stories. I don't even see my cards laying here.
Sometimes old man Durant never did go out. He never did go out in that boat. All year he come down here. He'd make special trips down there to the fish house every day, but he never, very seldom ever went out on his boat. Henry Smith kept it first class shape for it. You talk about somebody to slide a hand now, that guy there can do some things.
They used to have to go all the way to Tarpon Springs to the ice house up there to load their truck, bring the ice back down here to ice the fish. There used to be an old ice house. What was the name of that old railroad street up there? I don't know, so I don't even know.
It's still there, probably not the ice house, but the railroad and the streets are still there and everything.
Well, he lived right up the street from where that old ice house was.
Yeah.
And they'd bring it down here as those 300-pound kegs.
300-pound cakes.
And they had a runner that they run it right down, turn them around, and run them right off the truck and down onto the dock, and took them in, put them in a freezer in there to keep them. And then the boats would, if we were fishing when it was warm enough weather that the fish would spoil before we get back, we'd take a cake of that cooler ice along with us. You know.
Was there electricity on the dock then?
Yeah, there was electricity out there.
They didn't have an ice crusher. They had a ice shaver, what you call it, big handle.
With a handle on it.
On it, yeah.
Where was the electricity made at, do you know?
Port English, I believe.
In Tampa.
No, Port English come from up above Tarpon Springs, up there,
Oh, yeah?
up above Cedar Key.
Yeah.
I think that's where our power came from back in those days, didn't it?
Yeah.
Port English? That was the only power plant that I knew in this locality.
Old Bush Hummel had this fish house before old man Pat Ed got it. And he was down there shaving ice in the box, you know, to pull that cake up there and they'd shave that off and then take a shovel and pour it over the fish. And he was shaving that ice off a 300-pound cake. And that thing ricocheted and just pinned this damn foot to the floor.
Oh. Stick through his foot?
Yeah. Two of them times went through his foot, right to the top of his foot. Pinned his foot to the floor. They had to come and pull that thing out of the floor so he could get away from it. Took him to the doctor. And he hobbled around here for about 2 months, but he got all right.
Did you know that one time Clearwater came to Ozona to get its mail?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. That was when the Ozona used to be called Yeller Bluff.
Yes,
Yeller
sir.
Bluff, yeah.
And people from all over come to get salt and fertilizer that's shipped in here to Yeller Bluff.
Is this where all of the racks came in?
Yeah,
All the
that's right.
bird racks out there came in? It came in right on this dock here, did it, or what?
It was on the other dock over there.
Yeah.
It was on the other dock that it came in.
Well, where was the other dock at?
I can't tell you. You know where Buchanan lives down here?
Yeah.
All right. There's a complex along just west of where he is.
Yeah.
There's a dock and so forth. Right there is where the other dock went out in the water. And they.
Where Pat's Landing is at, I guess.
Yes, right there. Yeah.
I didn't know that. I don't know that she knows that.
Probably not. I'll tell you a story about it. You know, back during Prohibition, you know, the Coast Guard, the cutters would get after these rum runners around, and Coast Guard had deeper drafted vessels than these rum runners, and they'd run them into these bays and inlets, you know. They'd drop a little 1-pound shell over them, you know, trying to scare them to make them turn around or stop so they could catch them. You remember one of them came ashore down here the other on Birch Stream Point, ran hard and fast aground, and the two guys that were running the boat took off. Well, this Jack Anderson was a Mexican. His name was Jose Palmena. And I don't know whether he was a citizen of the United States or not. Nobody ever questioned him because he was a good guy, you know. He minded his business.
He spoke pretty good English too.
And he found out that it was down there. And you never see that guy. He was wearing gum boots all the time, a pair of pants and no shirt, bareheaded. Remember? He took this wheelbarrow down there, and here he come back up around that bay shore with that wheelbarrow, and it was loaded with all the cognac he could steal. He had it in his boots and his hip pockets and everything, and all that he could carry inside of him. See, his buddy, you know, Lewis Pritchard, Lewis decided he wanted to go fishing. They got to drinking that cognac, and Lewis decided they were going to go fishing. Jack said, no, he's going to stay here. Well, Lewis was cooking supper out there on a little kerosene stove. Jack was sitting down there and taking. Lewis reached over and cracked him in the head with a skillet. See, knocked him just colder than a cucumber. Gathered him up and put him in threw him down in the boat, the old Black Annie. It was what they were fishing on. They run around and around out here in the bay. I don't think they ever went fishing at all. And every time old Jack would stir that night, Lewis would reach over to hit him in the head with that frying pan. Keep him quiet. And old Jack was pretty near dead when they finally got him back here the next morning. And I believe to this day, he didn't live too much longer after that. I think old Lewis just beat his skull soft. But that picture of that guy coming up that bay shore with that flat wheelbarrow, you know, and all the cognac cases he could stick on there in his boots, his hip pocket. That was a real sight.
Where did it stop? Where did they run it in from, do you think?
They were picking it up off of rum boats out
Out of Cuba.
Most of it was coming out of Cuba, and those Cuban fishing smacks was loaded and bringing off the 12-mile limit out here.
Yeah.
And the boats would go out and get it.
Damn, they still do the same thing today, only now it's something else.
That's exactly the same thing.
I was fishing an old damn circle one time, and we got it, you know, we got a bunch of cognac that was unloaded over there, and we took a boatload over the top of the spring, sold them reefs up there. Old damn circle, he was from Homosassa. We was fishing the rolling rock.
Yeah.
And we got wind of a bunch of cognac that was landed off on this smack. The rum runners got after them, and they had to unload it. And we found out where it was, and we went over there and snitched it, got it on. We had about 12 cases of cognac that we took up there at top of the spring. But boy, we put aside a couple of cases for ourselves. We were feeling high when we got up there. Man, I'm telling you,
This country will never be like it was in those days.
No, it's changing.
I'll tell you, a guy, it was really worth living back in those days, you know, if you just stop and think of it. People now don't have any fun like we had back then.
But probably they were saying the same thing then that you're saying now.
That's true, probably. That's probably the truth. But there were sure a bunch of characters. And old Merrick Daniels that I fished with for so long out there, he said that these pelicans sitting around here on these posts, he says, you see that one? He says, those are not birds. He says, that's old fishermen. He said, look at that. Remember old Mose Teddy? He said, he had one that looked like Mose Teddy.
Yeah.
He said, that would look like Webb Saunders. Webb Yeah, he had them all named. Yep, let it go.
Well, no, I think we should, so that you get home and get things.
Yeah, we got to get.
I'll run this. What I'd like to do, is have your wife come up here
Go on up there then.
for a moment. Just come up here to the edge of the table.
He wants to get you out. Yeah.
Just,
you want her to sit down, or you want me to get up her to sit down?
Well, I don't really. You're fine right there, I think.
Pull off the coat.
so if it's in the corner,
If I can read all the directions.
I don't know what he's doing.
he's taking your picture and he's recording your.
I don't really have a real good focus in this thing, so I don't really know, but why don't you tell me how long you've been married?
50 years, you ought to know that.
50 years, how many days?
50 years in a week tomorrow.
Just had their 50th wedding anniversary. Pretty good, really.
Tomorrow.
So,
Tomorrow will be the week more.
Yeah.
Start on the 2nd.